All right, Coach, it's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Just a short time ago, these Philly fans in full roar as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. Pyrotechnics ablaze. They're set to go as their Eagles will match up with the New York Giants. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. To return, it's Kalen Clay. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Now Saquon Barkley, a man who played collegiately here in the Keystone State. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Manning to throw on second down. Throw left side, complete to Ingram. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Throwing is Manning on third down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Brandon Graham in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Fourth down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. This is fielded at the 7. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 21. Now it's the Boise State alum, Jay Ajayi. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early, because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
I'm bringing it to you. 82, 82. 81, 81. Black, come on.
Now Wentz throwing on second down. That's into the hands of Wallace over the middle. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A first down for the Eagles. Wentz finding the former Raven Wallace.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage, the drag route can be effective when it's run well.
the length. Great 15. Great 15.
On first down, Wentz. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Play action. Now Wentz. And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack. Mario Edwards in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Wentz. He's going to rifle one deep, and that's caught inside the 35. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
Wentz now on first down. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
I'd have to say that whenever you see a good post-route run, they do not like to let it end without the catch. Hence, that great diving play.
Yeah, lay it up there, let him go get it, and he got it. To throw is Wentz. Being chased out left. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Now, Wentz again. This is Clark. 7 yards on the quick slant and a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's in for an Eagles touchdown. Jay Ajayi with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Eagles have taken the early lead. On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. Elliott good on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Elliott now to kick this one away. On the return, Clay. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. New York set to take the field. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's two different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
15 yards there on the catch and run.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
A first down carry for Barkley. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On second down, here's Barkley. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. Then he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them to no gain.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. So as they take it over, we step aside. To throw on 3rd down, Manning. And that is incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again. Just like last week, each game is its own entity, treated as such.
Here's Riley Dixon now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them.
Gray 15, Gray 15. Black.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. Over the middle, that's complete to Clark. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
81.
Working from the gun, Wentz. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Shotgun now for Wentz. And he's got an open man, Clark. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Back live with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Eagles with the ball here to begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a first down.
Hang in there now. Hang in there now.
Again, they'll throw with Wentz. He'll get it in the hands of Clark, complete. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Again, it's Wentz. And again, he finds Clark. And he'll get it down here to the 43. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. Wentz to throw again. Steps away. And this is going to be incomplete. Janoris Jenkins with good coverage that time as he was able to get in there and knock it away. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's a perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
Too long for a field goal, too short to punt. That in-between range, and they'll go for it on 4th down. They run for it with a giant. And they are going to stop him on 4th and 1 as he'll wind up going backwards. Jay Ajayi stops short of the first. And the Giants are going to get the football back. The Giants offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost as bread and butter as a good running back dive play.
They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. Shotgun now for Manning. Open man right side is Ingram. Still fighting for more. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. And they convert on 3rd with a gain of 22.
I feel like Eli Manning has just gone from downfield bomber to a guy who can complete everything.
He can hit him underneath now, can't he?
Yeah, we just saw that there with that pass completion. The maturity of a veteran taken with the defensive given.
Now Saquon Barkley looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. Tackle made that time by Brandon Graham. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good record.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Brandon Graham in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year.
It's a team game, but sometimes individuals do stand out, don't they? How about that for a twofer? Tackle for loss on the running play on the previous down, and then comes right back and gets a sack.
3rd and long for the Giants, and Eli following the sack. Throwing is Manning. And that is incomplete. Nigel Bradham, the linebacker, right there on the coverage.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Here's Riley Dixon now as he's on to punt for New York. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows a coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say maybe makes that offense feel good when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
Throwing on first is Wentz. On the crossing route, that's complete to Clark. And all the way down to the 42. It's a big play there for the Eagles. 54 yards.
That was a nice pickup, some chunk yardage there. Some of those big yards downfield with a little bit of rack thrown in there, a little run after catch. And it came on a crossing route. I could just hear one of my friends who won 4 Super Bowls as a quarterback always said the same thing. What route does a defense hate? Crossing route. Hate it, hate it, hate it, because it's hard to change direction when they get going full speed in the other way.
So the drive takes them into Giants territory now, 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Now Wentz. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. Now, before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. And with that, they're now out of timeouts, and still plenty of time remaining here in this 2nd quarter. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Throwing is Wentz. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. Oh, he almost had it for the pick. A great chance there for the interception in the end zone. Instead, 3rd down. So 1:55 to go in the first half. We'll come back to Philadelphia after this. Now Wentz on 3rd down. For Clark again, and this time he's got him. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. we're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
And here comes the Giants offense back out onto the field. So far, they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good.
Not good indeed, because you've got to have something to show for being out on the field. Now, sometimes, if you have a game where neither side has scored, 3 punts isn't a bad thing. But when you're trying to set the pace, get up on top in a game, you've got to show better offense and find a way to put some points on the board.
Throwing on first down is Manning. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack.
How about that? One of the so-called little guys putting the pressure on. That was a strong safety. When I was in college, we often called that a lightning blitz.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. From the gun, it's Manning. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Jordan Hicks. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
Go!
So after the INT, here's Wentz. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And down inside the 15 he goes. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. Wentz now 12 of 17 through the air as he leads his guys up on first down. Now a play fake. Wentz. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. As his guys are in for 6. And the Eagles add on to their lead. And when a Hail Mary is completed for a touchdown pass like that, I think any defensive coordinator just puts their face right into their hands.
I don't think there's any doubt about it, and I don't have stats in front of me. I don't have the empirical numbers that say that in recent years the Hail Mary pass has been completed more than it has been, but it feels that way, doesn't it? And I know the defenses are spending more time on it. I think the biggest mistake they make is that they play everything from behind the receiver. I think they've got to start getting people in front as well to try and knock the ball away.
The Eagles led the NFL going 6 of 9 in the regular season on 2-point tries last year. Of course, they had another big one in the Super Bowl, and they're going for 2 here.
Good chip.
They'll try and run it with Ajayi. And he will get into the end zone to bump the lead up to 3 scores. Elliott now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now out come the Giants. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw again. Manning over the middle. He's got his tight end Ingram. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Manning now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a first down here. To throw, it's Manning. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
This defense is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Manning. This is Shepard on the catch. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. Manning to throw on 3rd and 1. And that's caught by Smith. So he fought off the tackle, and that effort gives him the first before he's brought down. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. They go play action here on 1st down. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by Malcolm Jenkins. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the 1st half. The final shot before half for Wentz. This complete again to Clark. He's been a busy man. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. So we've come to halftime here in Philly with the Eagles on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the 3rd quarter gets underway. This is taken at his 4. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. Out come the Eagles now as they'll go on offense first here in the 3rd quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the 2nd half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the 2nd half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. And that'll be incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. On play action, Wentz. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he takes this one just shy of midfield all the way to the 49. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Come on now, let's go.
Wentz now on 1st down. Throw right side is going to be caught by Clark. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or
better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Throwing now is Wentz. There's Clark. He's got him again. His big day receiving just keeps getting bigger. He's over 200 yards now on the afternoon. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
But that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
Here we go.
On first down, Wentz. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Olivier Vernon in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12.
Shorty. Great 15.
To throw, it's Wentz. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Alec Ogletree in there to drop him, and sacks on 1st and 2nd downs are going to lead to a 3rd and long. Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack. From the gun, it's Wentz. He's going to loft one deep left side here, and that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down.
I remember a coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against them offensively. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. Here's the Giants offense now getting set to start the 3rd quarter. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw again. Manning. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. Throwing is Manning on 3rd down. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Another drive comes and goes. Still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. You just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
Dixon, the punter, is on as he sends it away. It's taken to the 26. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
81, 81.
Wentz going to throw. Right side, that's complete to Clark. And a nice gain of 21 yards. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Wentz now right at the 300-yard mark with still a quarter plus to go. It's 1st and 10.
That's it. This Lynn. Black, black.
From midfield, here's Wentz. And bulldozing his way through. And again, he finds Clark. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Wentz now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. They'll toss it to Ajayi. Working his way for a gain of 7 to the 26.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
They run again with Ajayi. Down to the 25. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
The Eagles on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Here's Ajayi. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
They run with Ajayi. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up 1st and goal.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And Wentz not going to take the snap here. Instead, he turns and calls a timeout. And that's going to leave him with just 1 timeout remaining still in the 3rd quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt him. We'll be back.
Come on now.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. In for the score. And the Eagles had 6 to their lead. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
And it's no good. It has not been his day. That's the second extra point he's missed so far. Elliott now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Manning now on 1st down. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
How about the timing on that one? Boy, they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
Manning to throw on 2nd down. To Shepard, complete over the middle. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
Tackle made there by Jordan Hicks. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. On 2nd down, here's Manning. Oh, he almost had it. Already with 1 interception, just missing his 2nd there.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Regular. 53 is the mic. Zebra.
From the gun, it's Manning. Over the middle, complete. That's Shepard. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. Manning now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. They go back to the ground now with Barkley. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Throwing is Manning. He has just been completely taken out of this game. We're in the 4th quarter. He's single digits in the rushing department.
And I know we look at him because the numbers do go to his production. But how about the guys blocking for him? They don't just have his number as a ball carrier. They've got the number of the offensive line and the other guys because they're getting to him before he can get started.
Finally, a first red zone opportunity for these guys. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17. Into the red zone now. Madden. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice gain right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
To throw is Manning, and he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. Evan Ingram, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Giants are able to draw a bit closer. PAT up and good by Rosas. And that will get him 1 closer. Rosas now to kick this one away. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Shotgun now for Wentz. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. Dalvin Tomlinson in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Working from the gun, Wentz. The connection here with Nelson Aguilar. A good pickup there, 18 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
Black, come on.
Wentz to throw on 3rd and 1. Aguilar has it. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. Now a toss play. It's Ajayi. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
Well, I'd say that run's pretty emblematic of what we've seen all day long. No matter what they've done on offense, this offensive line has controlled the line of scrimmage, giving them time to throw it, run it, do whatever they wanted. That's why there are points up on the board. And right now, the psyche of the offense, we're in control, and we can do whatever we feel like doing out here on the field.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Let's go. Great.
They'll run with a former Badger. It's Corey Clement. They find some open field here. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what we said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3-and-out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Starting to look like this drive, it may be the final nail in the coffin.
Well, this is why you work out so hard, right? This is why you spend all that time in the offseason. This is why you have those OTAs and mini camps for these situations, these scenarios, to run someone into the ground and secure a victory.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this.
Come on now. Let's go. There's 5-2.
They'll run again with Clement. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Olivier Vernon brings him down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
The Eagles on third down. They've hit 4 of 7. This will be 3rd and 6. Here's Wentz to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. As his guys are in for 6. And the Eagles add on to their lead. Elliott now to add the extra point. Elliott good with a PAT. And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. Elliott now to kick this one away. On the return, Clay. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Here's the Giant offense now making their way back out onto the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Now Manning throwing on second down. He dumps it off to Barkley. Fights through, and now a crease. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Manning to throw on second down. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Manning now to throw. He finds Beckham complete. A Giant first down. Manning to an open Beckham. One final try now from Manning. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line.